Nathan Zegura.
You guys ready?
Of course.
You got Kev today, Z. You're up.
Good afternoon and welcome into Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Nathan Zegura, Gibba.
Yeah, why don't you just take my computer?
Big Drew.
Why don't you finish putting in your give 10 hours?
I'm trying.
I'm aware.
I care about the community.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I believe?
Oh, here comes a spin.
The children are our future.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Right. That's right.
Except leading to my laptop, logging me out,
Yeah.
taking 10 minutes to log in because
Yeah.
somehow you don't know how to write your email address.
Well, apparently there were a lot of subtle nuances there. It was sad that it was such a challenge, but we've gotten it now, and now we're rolling it. In this commercial break, I'm going to be done with it.
That's
and
fine. I'm not
everything's
going to be on my computer. It'll be great.
Everything's going to be great. What do you need a computer for? You're a human computer.
I'm not. I'm definitely not.
You're more of an observer at times.
That's what I was today. I was not aware of homework assignments. I can assure you.
I won't
that.
tell you guys what meeting we were in, but we were in a meeting today, and I guess they wanted people to prepare ideas for this meeting. Or
Was
give a
not
thought.
aware. Were
Give
you
a- was
aware?
not aware.
In all fairness, were you aware?
No, but I also got to go.
You were at the back
I
of
came
the
up
line.
I came up with ideas in 2 seconds.
3 people in, I'm like, oh my god,
The
he's going to
synapses
ask
just
me
started
a question.
firing. I'm like, oh,
and
man, I got an idea.
I am not ready for this. I had 4 other things in my mind that I was doing outside of that meeting.
Yeah, right.
And,
I had 2 ideas, no problem. But come to Gibbon, he's like, well, I don't know.
I'm not sugarcoating. I'm not going to throw out crap.
He's like, I don't know if I really have any ideas. He's like, I'm going to consider myself. Hold on. The line you used was, I'm going to consider myself more of an observer for this meeting. It's unbelievable.
Was I wrong?
Where's Drew? Get Drew on camera.
I was not wrong.
There he is. Thumbs up. There it is. Yeah, there it is, Big Drew. All right. We got a little bit of news here in Berea, and then we're going to get to some fun stuff. Oh,
sure.
Well, hold on. I would be remiss if I didn't. I want to dedicate today's show to my wife. It's our 5th wedding anniversary today. That's right, February 15th, 2019.
Saint Miss K.
The great
putting
Miss K.
up with you if you do this on a daily basis.
I thought you were just going to be an observer, not a commentator.
Nope, I'm in now.
Well, stifling my joy. That was a beautiful moment that you just wrote, by the way. It was emotional. I heard you could feel the emotion from the radio world.
I'm very happy for you. I wish you a happy anniversary.
Thank you. You did. You're very kind. Very
Yeah.
kind.
I called her a saint for
That's what we're
dealing
doing.
with you. That's all.
I think you go right back to it, back to the well. All right. So 5th wedding anniversary, and then we'll be heading back.
You're on assignment too.
On assignment.
Uno and I are hosting shows next week.
I can't wait.
Tyvis Powell's on assignment.
I'm
I
gonna be
reached out to him.
dialed.
TP's like, Gibbs. I'm like, all right. Well, luckily, I didn't decide to take vacation this week either.
I'm going to be dialed for Uno. What do you mean? You got great ideas of how to fill time. Victory Monday shows.
That's
game
what I was
shows.
doing when I realized that all of a sudden I was going to need to pivot and come up with things for the meeting I was currently in.
You should have done it. Your idea. Well, I don't want to give. I can't give anything away. All right.
I had a couple. I don't
You
think
did. No,
that
it's
they
a good
would have.
one.
There were a couple that I don't think are going to be signed off on.
I will say there was one idea that was thrown out in the meeting that was maybe the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, and the idea of that being presented to people
Up the
top
food chain.
luminaries would have made for riveting. I would have wanted to be there.
Yep.
In fact, I requested to be so. in
You
the
did.
meeting. I said I need to be there when this is pitched to the top of the food chain.
Hey, happy anniversary, though.
Thank
Are you doing anything tonight?
Thank you. And we got Arden is preparing for the debut of her musical at the Hawken Players Society.
I feel like it's early this year.
It's always this weekend, apparently. I did not know.
Usually it's the combine week.
What's crazy about that's the middle school. Your good memory. That's the middle school. Very
Got
good
it.
memory. So it's wild. They don't have school Friday, but the play opens Friday
That's
night
crap.
on a President's Day weekend. Friday,
stop
Saturday,
it.
Friday, Saturday, and then the following week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
No.
I can't believe it.
You can't do like on a weekend. Like the families would go and get out
A lot
of
of people
town
on vacation.
Yeah.
but no, not.
This
we're
is
not.
a perfect weekend to go on vacation, given the weather that's incoming.
But we would have been, had it not been this, we would have been out of town on our anniversary.
Novel concept.
But now we're going to go to the show, the opener on Friday night of The Little Mermaid.
Wish
It's gonna
her
be great.
all the best. What role is she playing?
She's in the ensemble, so she plays a variety of roles throughout the course of the evening.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm very excited for her. So that's going to be a
Is
lot
the
of fun.
BF
So
coming with you?
Easy. I don't know. I'm sure he's coming to a show with like their friends. I'm sure he's coming to at least one.
All right.
Yeah, they had Valentine's Day.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Oh yeah. So tonight we're just gonna go get a kind of a quick cash dinner, and then I got to pick Arden up after her. She's her shirt.
Dress rehearsal.
Yeah, this week it goes to like 10. So
Yep.
Got to get her, and then we'll really celebrate when we get out there. But I run into a little bit of a problem, and I don't mind saying, I won't say what the place is, but I'd ordered a very nice gift for my bride for the 5th anniversary. Ordered it weeks ago. It was said to be 100% here by yesterday. Not. Today's the anniversary. Still not here. So the best it could be do is shipped out today, get here tomorrow. And I'm like, talking to these people, I'm like, what is the deal? Like, just get it done and just get it to me.
Correct.
I said, because I leave for Arizona on Saturday. That's a whole to do. Let's just make this stuff work. That's what I'm saying. Help me out.
Now you have to go to her and go, I don't have anything.
Well,
or do you have to overcompensate and go buy something in addition?
No, I hope she's not listening. So I ended up getting, because I didn't want to be empty-handed, I got a couple small things that fit
Gotcha.
the theme, and then I'll have, obviously, a printout of, so she can see what the big was.
And understand that you did order it with plenty of advance notice.
Yeah. I guess those are the breaks. That's what happens, I guess, sometimes out there. All right, our hot topics of the day are presented by Vivid Seats, an official fan experience partner of the Cleveland Browns. I think this is the hottest topic of all. Mailbag edition. I'm even willing. I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm willing.
I don't think this is a bad idea.
I'm even willing to take some calls and talk to the people. I like talking to the people.
I know
but
you do.
You can't blow it. If you give an opportunity, you can't blow it. So far, the last 3 times we've done this,
I think this is an
blown by
awful
call
idea.
3.
Yeah.
It's fun when it's fun. We're just trying to have a little fun. Can you handle it? The Browns today
Get ready, Kev. Get the dump button.
The Browns today made the hiring of
I'm
offensive line coach Andy Dickerson and assistant offensive line coach Roy Istvan official. Here's the press release. Dickerson rejoins the Browns after initially spending 2 seasons with the team, 2009 and 2010. Including 2010, he was the assistant offensive line coach under the venerable George Warhop. The Hoff certainly remembers that time. He's in his 19th season now as an NFL coach after spending the past 3 seasons with Seattle, first as the run game coordinator in 2021, and then as their offensive line coach for the last 2 seasons. Dickerson served as the assistant offensive line coach for the Rams from 2012 to 2020, where he helped shape some of the league's top offensive units. So worked with McVay, so he has some understanding of some of the things we do, kind of in that zone principle, because McVay obviously is from the Shanahan tree as well. Remember, Dickerson interviewed with us for the offensive coordinator position, and here's what Kevin Stefanski had to say about him. Quote, "We were all very impressed with Andy along with his background and knowledge when we first met about our offensive coordinator position. When our offensive line position opened up, he was among the first calls I made. Andy loves teaching and will bring a passion and energy that will greatly benefit our linemen. He understands the high standard that room must have in order for our offense to be successful, and we know he's excited about being back in the building with this organization."
I feel like he was the first guy we interviewed for the UFC.
He was. Yeah, I'm just sad that he and Ben Bloom aren't going to get the joy.
It happens.
I know. It's tough. Tough business.
Yeah.
Roy Istvan, the assistant offensive line coach, brings 33 years of coaching experience on the college and pro levels. He spent the past 5 seasons, 2019 to 2023, as an assistant offensive line coach with Philadelphia, where he helped the Eagles set numerous franchise records and had several individual honors. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl. Kelsey's been a first-team All-Pro 4 times while he was there. Lane Johnson, first team once, second team twice. And prior to the Eagles' 5 years, spent college coaching 28 years at the collegiate level.
All right. So here's the question. Is the tush push coming? Philly?
I think that
Give me a little tush push.
I think that's so. Jason Kelsey was so good at it, but Jalen Hurts was. I mean, you need a quarterback who squats. How much did he squat? Uno, like 800 pounds?
Something like that. Watson's strong, but I don't know if he has that.
And I don't want him. No, I don't. We can have Harrison Bryant could be our designated sneaker again, or we can get
He's a free agent.
we can
We'll get
have
to that today.
We can have a designated sneaker again. I'm fine with that. Mahomes doesn't sneak.
Correct. He just runs
Don't do it. So, but we'll run
down the
maybe
field against your team
that
for 15, 20 yards.
Okay. Okay. All right. It is a mailbag edition of CBD. Send your questions to Browns_Daily at Browns_Daily on X. And of course, you can maybe call us. We'll see. Do you want to give out the phone number? Look at Uno. Uno's running. Uno doesn't even know. Uno, he's doing this. He's running his head into the microphone in there like this
He's
is
learned well.
chaos.
I've heard the stories of some of the previous calls that we've gotten.
Yeah. Not great.
Yeah.
There's
I'm going to give the people a
There's
chance.
a level.
But based on the stories I've heard.
there's a level.
I think we can have fun with it. I think there can be
Fine.
a sense of decorum and decency.
We can let's see how the let's see how
We'll
it goes.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We got Uno finals of the Brownie Awards. What happened?
The Myles Garrett field goal block is the champion. It beat Greg Newsome's pick 6 versus the Ravens. It was 61% to 39% in 193 votes. So congrats to Myles for
I
winning
really
that
thought
with his
this was
field
going
goal
to be
block.
closer. Given I thought the two of them were just, and the way that Newsome took down Myles' strip sack TD
Yeah.
in the semis, I thought this was going to be a lot
So
closer.
we've handed out 2 brownies so far. The
Yes,
Baltimore
sir.
game was the game of the year.
Yes.
It's still amazing to me that the Jets game again. I thought the Steelers game was well overlooked in that voting. And then the Myles field goal block. That I knew was going to win.
Sure.
Yeah.
Should have.
Yeah.
By the way, you have an interview coming up tomorrow with Stephen Bravo Brown.
Yeah, that's right. Assistant Special Teams Coordinator.
I will tell you all, it is must listen. It is fantastic, and there is quite a nice little background story about that little Myles Garrett play.
Oh, there most certainly is.
It's very,
That-
very good. It's well done. I edited the whole thing today.
That's you right now.
16 minutes.
That's him, Uno. Big P. That's good.
Only
yeah,
on
60 minutes.
Thursdays.
Well, hey, that's
Hey,
better. Once is better than not. Obviously, just wanted to take a quick second to say our thoughts go out to everybody in Kansas City, and hopefully there's a point where we can stop having to give thoughts out for people. That would be terrifying to be at an event like that, and apparently the police are saying it arose out of a personal dispute, but obviously you don't
Yeah.
like to see people get hurt or certainly lose their lives in something that should be as joyous as that was.
Yeah, I mean, that parade will be known for one thing, unfortunately. It won't be known for everything that led up to it. It'll be known for what happened right as the speeches ended. And it's just, I don't know when it stops or when it's going to stop,
Yeah.
but something needs to happen here. There's no question.
No, and certainly, hopefully, we can get to that point. All right, anything going on with you, Gibbe?
I don't. It's kind of a quiet day. Like the weather's not looking great. The weekend's really not looking great. Oh, true. Thanks.
It's looking good in Arizona.
What's the temperature?
75
See, is that warm enough to get into the pool?
in the sun. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I wasn't sure. That's Florida, like 70 degrees, 72 degrees. It's nice. Am I getting in the pool? I don't know. Is it heated? Is the pool heated?
Is this a real conversation? Like, of course, I'm getting in the pool. The pool is going to be heated. Yeah, it's got to be heated.
Well, exactly. The pool has to be heated. It's not necessarily a given.
I'd like it to be. I think it's a given. It said on our Airbnb, it's a heated pool.
Okay. Well, then you're in a good
Yeah,
spot.
we'll be fine. We'll be safe. God,
Yeah.
I mean,
All across the country, the weather is not great.
no.
It is not great.
No.
Luckily, we live here and not on the East Coast.
Yeah,
It's fine.
2%.
Like it's kind of a holiday weekend. We got some stuff going on, but I don't know. There's literally nothing going on right now.
Well, the football season just ended on Sunday.
Yeah, and I'm not. I don't know what to do.
Come on,
You guys are on assignment.
We're doing position reviews. We're on assignment. You're going to be on assignment, I'm sure.
Sooner rather than later. Maybe the month of March.
It's going to be great.
I mean, it's a theme sometimes around here.
Most certainly is. All right. Coming up, we will do our wide receiver position review. And I think this is a very interesting position, one that we will certainly talk about. We've got the CBD whip, which is going to be a lot of fun. Some stuff from around the league as well in that. And the Griff fact of the day, sponsored by Uno. Because Griff's on, that means that you produced this?
Yeah, I found this fact and put it together.
I don't know what happened. I told Griff, I go, before you leave, because Griff's on assignment too. Griff is in the Dallas airport. He has a 6-hour layover.
Oh, man.
He departed at 5 a.m. this morning. Well, no, he might be gone by now.
We
I don't-
decided, and I don't know if we're silly or not, but we decided we could have taken a 6 a.m. nonstop to Arizona. So that's a o'clock-ish wake up.
Yeah.
And we'd get there at 8 or 9 in the morning, couldn't get into our place until 4. So it just feels like a lot to get up that early. And I think it makes it almost impossible to get on time out there, because then you're really getting up at like 1 in the morning out there, or 2 in the morning. I don't know if it's 2 hours right now. So we're taking a connect out, but we're not leaving till like 9:30.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is much better.
It's not. We did that once. We took the girls. It was on our 4th of July week off a few years ago. We went down to Mexico and Riviera.
Yeah.
We had an all-inclusive spot, and we're like, the wife and I are like, yeah, let's go. Like 6 a.m. We go down to Houston, connect, go right in. Everything's great. We'll have a blast. It'll be a good time. Like, we got there, and all I wanted to do was go lay down.
Go to bed. Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like we have been traveling for 14 hours.
Yep.
I have no interest. The 6 a.m. flight, just because you get there early doesn't mean your body is going to feel like hit the ground running. It is going to be the exact opposite
Yeah.
for me. So give me a mid-morning, couple hours, fine. As long as I get there and I can get into the establishment, that's where I'm at. I'm right there with you on that.
Yeah. We're not stopping on the way home. Not that you're in a rush to get home, but
You don't want to.
You just want to get home.
Yeah.
You just want to get back here. All right, so we got wide receivers, the whip coming up. If you can handle it, maybe even some phone calls. We'll see. Plus, get your questions in for the mailbag if that's an easier way to do it. You are listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Nathan Zagura and Gibbe and Uno and Big Drew having a great time with you here on this Thursday. Before we get into our position review, looking at the wide receivers, I get the pleasure of saying this. Don't miss Billy Joel and Rod Stewart together for the first time ever, Friday, September the 13th at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Tickets are on sale now. Visit clevelandbrownstadium.com/Billy and Rod 2024. That's clevelandbrownstadium.com/Billy and Rod 2024 for more information. It's Billy Joel and Rod Stewart together for one night only.
It's wonderful. Good job.
Thank you.
It's going to be a hell of a show.
Now, it's gonna be, of course, it's going to be a great show. Good sales. Good job.
It's going to be a hell of a show.
Hell of a show. Gibbe says
I've seen Billy Joel. He's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Billy Joel is an absolute icon.
I just heard, I was driving home yesterday. I'm a big music guy when I'm driving home. And there was, he's got some kind of new music out, new song. I was like, who is this? I go, it sounds like Billy Joel.
He,
sure enough.
I believe, played it for the first time at the Grammys. It was his brand new song.
Okay.
Played it live.
It was really good. Good job by you, Uno.
There you go. Uno, you are a reservoir of information.
I try my best.
You do good.
cornucopia.
You do good. A veritable cornucopia.
There's a lot of weird knowledge in my brain.
Yeah, that's good.
It's all right.
My mom, the official Nana of CBD, she's praised you and Griff, said that they are the two most involved and go-getter of our interns that she can ever recall. The original Esteban was also excellent.
Esteban. Yep.
Esteban Uno.
Yeah. And the Ocho.
And the Ocho.
No words. No words.
I just like saying Griff.
I just hope Griff ran into Bo in an airport somewhere.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
United
that'd be
States
great.
today.
That would absolutely be phenomenal. All right, Uno, speaking of, as we praise you and Griff put together a little something about these wide receivers, huh?
We did.
All right, let's have a listen.
I mean, it depends. Like I said before, it's really any given Sunday. You have to play your best football on game day, and that's what we preach. That's why Coach Stefanski, he always preaches 1-0 every week. Like nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. The past, way in the future doesn't matter. It's all about where your feet are. And so we try to just go 1-0 every week.
Watson in a shotgun. Ford in the backfield with him. Deshaun Watson focuses on the center post. It gets the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Floats that. And it's deflected in the air. Lands in the hands of Cooper in the end zone for a touchdown. Somebody for Arizona deflected it at the line, and it ballooned into the end zone and into the hands of Amari Cooper for a Browns touchdown.
Just the rhythm of the game, the way it was flowing, I felt very confident that I could get, 300. I'm not going to lie to you, I mean. But it was cool. It was cool. I'm glad we got the dub.
Flacco back to throw. Flacco throwing right. It is caught on the sideline. Cooper has the first down. Amari Cooper out of bounds to stop the clock. And Amari Cooper has a new Browns single game record.
Amari with his 11th catch on the day. That ties his career high. It looks like about a 13-yard gain. That should put him at 265, breaking the record of Josh Gordon. And there it is, official 13 yards. Amari Cooper writing his name in the Cleveland record books.
I think as soon as I caught it, because the way that I caught it, I thought somebody was going to be right on me, and I thought they was going to hit me. But once I figured nobody hit me, I just turned around, and I just seen nothing but green grass.
So, were you a little surprised when you turned around?
I was surprised. I'm not a little, I was a lot surprised.
On 4th down and 3, play clock is at 5. I don't know if they're going to snap it. Play clock is at 2. They do. He rolls right. He throws the middle. It's wide open. Down at the 25, at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. It's David Bell. Oh, my goodness. They forgot to cover David Bell.
Yeah, I was super ready. Backfield receiver, whatever I got to do, I'm definitely grateful and gonna, move my best foot forward to get the job done.
Flacco to throw, looking left corner. That's there. Touchdown. It's Elijah Moore. From one former Jet to another former Jet, and the Browns lead 26-7.
All you need to know is the emotion that Joe Flacco showed after that touchdown and the emotion that Elijah Moore showed.
First down now 15 back at the 27-yard line. Here's Flacco in the shotgun with Jerome Ford back to pass. Drifts a little bit left. Going to go long down the field. Marquise Goodwin's out there. Caught it at the 20, at the 15-yard line. a huge play. And it's now first down and 10 at the 14-yard line of Chicago. On the snap, and here's Flacco rolling near side right, throwing wide open. Tillman caught it at the 5, at the 2, near the 1, and it's first down and goal.
Oh, man, some great memories there. So, good job. Good job, fellas. A lot of good memories coming down because this wide receiver group, well, it was pretty good. Well, how about it? Pretty darn good last year. Led, of course, by Amari Cooper, the Pro Bowler. He had a career year with the Cleveland Browns, 72 catches, career high 1,250 yards, also set a new career high in terms of his yards per catch, and we also heard he set the Browns franchise record for most receiving yards in a single game that day down there in Houston. And Gibbe, Amari Cooper really was sensational. I mean, I feel like that is really the way to say it. He was absolutely sensational this year and really clicked, obviously, with Joe Flacco.
Absolutely. When you needed a play to be made, the Bears game, the Texans game on Christmas Eve, how many times, like, you knew he was the one guy that pretty much was our deep threat.
Yeah.
And time after time after time this season, just made the play. And he, pro's pro.
Totally.
Handed the ball back, and we're back to the next play.
He averaged 17.4 yards per catch this season. Amari Cooper making the Pro Bowl. He is one of the more decorated receivers now in the league, a 5-time Pro Bowler. He has had over 1,000 yards receiving in 4 of the last 5 seasons. He has been a very consistent touchdown producer as well, 60 for his career. And the 17.4 yards per catch, that was the best he ever had in a single season by more than 2 yards. Second best, 15.1 in 2019 when he was with Dallas. He was a Pro Bowler that season as well. This was his first Pro Bowl with the Browns. In 2 seasons now with the Browns, Amari Cooper's caught 150 passes for 1,410 yards and 14 touchdowns. He has been really just unbelievable. I'm sorry, 2,410 yards.
I was going to say.
Yes, 2,410 yards. 150 catches, 2,410 yards. I said that, and Uno gave me a stink eye.
Good job, Uno.
And I was like, what's he
The
looking like
math
that
was
for?
not mathing up.
No.
I was
Wasn't
like, wait a
mathing up.
minute.
2,410 yards and 14 touchdowns. Awesome. He was great. Last year, Elijah Moore was second in the receiver position, 59 catches, 640 yards, 2 scores. Cedric Tillman, 21 for 244 and none. David Bell, 14 for 167 and 3 touchdowns. And 1 came on 4th down, and then he had 2 in that game with Jeff Driscoll against the Bengals.
Yeah. Started to show you some things.
Maybe we can get something going there.
Yeah.
Marquise Goodwin, we know those health issues really kind of put him back. 4 catches for 67 yards. James Prochet, 22 punt returns, 197 yards. So that's a look at the position. Who's under contract for 2024? Amari Cooper's got a huge number. My guess is that would be one that potentially could be reworked by the Cleveland Browns. Amari Cooper in 2024 is going to count $24 million against the cap. There's room to move around here and to basically make that number go down. And I think if Amari was a restructure candidate, the Browns could end up saving, a pretty good amount there against the cap, about $12 million this year on a restructure. So perhaps that is what will happen with Amari Cooper. Elijah Moore under contract, final year of his rookie deal. Cedric Tillman, David Bell, Marquise Goodwin, James Prochet, Austin Watkins, Jalen Darden, Trinity Benson. Back for 2024, though, Cooper, Moore, Tillman, Bell, Mike Woods, who was injured, remember, Jalen Darden on a futures contract. The big free agents, Jakeem Grant, who's just unfortunately never been able to be healthy for the Cleveland Browns, Prochet, and Marquise Goodwin. So Prochet was your punt returner last year. At this point, you'd love to see Jakeem Grant be able to play. I don't know if it's possible, right? It's Achilles, it's AC, it's ACLs.
He's had everything that can happen.
So sad for a guy who was so good at the top of his game in the NFL. The 2 years prior to coming to the Browns was a Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, and never really is going to be able to get that opportunity, I think, with the Cleveland Browns. All right, so we got some questions about this room, Gibbe?
We do, my friend. Where do you rank this position on the list of areas that need improvement? And maybe it's not improvement, it's adding pieces for Deshaun Watson. You know, I mean, that's – we've seen Ken Dorsey come in now and with an eye on, helping Watson take that next step. where do you see it? Is it one of the top 5 areas that need to be beefed up going into 2024?
Yes, I think that it is. And I think that you need to add kind of one piece, and whether that comes from the draft or whether that comes in free agency. I don't think it's going to necessarily be. Now, if you end up, there could be a major shift, but I don't think there can be a major player and Amari Cooper on this roster as it's currently constructed. So my guess is you're adding a piece to that. Gabe Davis makes a lot of sense. A tall, vertical threat, a receiver who can get down the field, who can stretch the field. He also would have the familiarity, obviously, with Ken Dorsey. So it's just one that it seems to me makes a lot of sense on paper. Gabe Davis, for his career, has been, like I said, a good down-the-field threat. 6'2", 225, a former fourth-round pick in 2020. He's averaged 17 yards a catch, 16 yards a catch, 17.5 yards a catch, 16.6. He scored at least 6 touchdowns in every season, 7 touchdowns in 3 of the 4. He's had at least 1 catch of 49 yards every single year. He's going to give you, 45 to 50 for 800 yards and 7 touchdowns. That would be huge for us.
We would sign up for that. 100%.
Yes, we would sign up for that immediately. So I think that's what he's the kind of guy you're looking for. That type of vertical threat, proven track record, vertical, the connection to Dorsey, it just feels like it all makes a little bit too much sense there for the Cleveland Browns.
Well, and if you're looking at the draft, maybe to upgrade in that position, I mean, that right now on the one set of rankings from CBS Sports, I mean, there's 5 that have a first-round grade. I mean, we all know about Marvin Harrison Jr., but outside of that, then things kind of fall off.
Yeah.
I mean, the number 8 wide receiver in the class is ranked 50th overall.
Right.
There's a big drop-off. And maybe you can find guys on day 2 and day 3. We've tried that.
Yep.
So, I think you're really hoping for production from Bell.
Yes.
In year 3.
Tillman, really.
And Tillman in year 2 to step up and pick up where Donovan Peoples-Jones was when he was dispatched to Detroit.
I feel like you could also just bring him back. I mean,
Sure.
unfortunately
I
for
couldn't
him,
believe Detroit didn't use him.
Yeah, and he's a guy that certainly knows how to operate in this offense and is reliable, punt returner, all of that. So
all right.
Maybe somebody that could come back.
Make or break season for Elijah Moore in season 4. He's a free agent in 2025.
I mean,
we saw some glimpses.
Yeah. No, I think that our offensive style this year will be more beneficial to Elijah Moore. I think he's a really good player. I still have a lot of belief in Elijah Moore. I think he's very talented. I think that our offense was so good at getting the ball to the first or the second read, which was typically Amari or the Chief, that there wasn't a whole lot for him. I just go back to that Jets game against a very good pass defense. When he needed to be the guy when Amari was out, he was. He was the number 1 receiver that game. So that gives me a lot of hope in him. I like Elijah Moore a lot. I'd like to see him have a monster season.
Yeah. He's another one that I need him on the field.
Yep.
Got to stay healthy.
Same.
Really, really important. We talked about veteran option better than a player in the draft. Yes. And how much stock should we take into David Bell's good play late in the season?
It's tough. I mean, Cincinnati was playing their guys, and he was beating them and made big plays. And hopefully he was so good at Purdue. And sometimes, back in the day, it used to take receivers, they would say 3 years or so to become, who they were supposed to be in the pros. And so hopefully for David Bell, maybe in year 3, he can take that step forward because they like him a lot. Very smart, does everything the right way, good hands. Maybe that'll give him some confidence to play a little bit faster, and maybe he can be a playmaker for the Cleveland Browns here down the stretch. So that's something we certainly would like.
Yeah, I know that our quarterback, was hoping maybe T. Higgins. T. Higgins is going to get franchised by the Bengals. And then the Bengals are going to trade him to someone,
or they're either going to keep him or they're going to trade him to somebody who's not us.
Yeah, they're not going to trade him within the division. So I think that
no.
Let's get that out of our heads here, and
we can move on from that.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree. All right, that's a look at the Browns wide receivers. What do we got tomorrow? Running backs?
Running backs tomorrow, and then Tuesday offensive linemen.
All right, there it is. When we come back, it's time for the CBD Whip here. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio.
You're up.
When a medical mistake causes you injury, call the medical malpractice attorneys at 1-800-ELK, Ohio, Elk and Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Browns. Welcome back to CBD, brought to you by Ballybet, a sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. Time now for the CBD Whip. Uno.
Hello.
Uno, how excited are you for next Tuesday? Are you gonna bring your family in attendance like they came out to that coach's show?
I don't think that they're going to be here, no. Most of them have to work.
What about a live studio audience, Gibby, for Uno?
He's got to run the board.
Yeah, I'm going to be in here, so
I want you out here. I want you
No,
unfettered.
like, who's going to run things? You're on assignment. Bo's on assignment. Griff's on assignment. You can't just point to random people walking by. We do know him, so that's good.
Yeah, he's doing.
He's got
very
some
important
things going on.
Yeah, he's got some important things. Big
Yeah.
things. Actually, he's going to be very busy this offseason.
Yeah, a little bit. We know that guy. Look at him.
Tequila.
I'm not going to look at you.
Look at
I'm
him.
not going to look at you. Not going to look. Not going to look.
Tequila Fila's a legend. All right, Uno, let's go.
The crazier story out of San Francisco over the last couple days, was it the firing of their DC, Steve Wilks, or was it the players not knowing the overtime rules until they saw it on the scoreboard?
The assistant to Pedro, off-season Nathan.
I'm not surprised. Steve Wilks and the style of defense that he wanted to play didn't fit what Kyle is most familiar with. And I think you could tell by the way that he got upset in the middle of that, the fourth quarter, about some things that
The
was
last
probably,
drive?
Yeah, the writing was on the wall there. So I don't think that's crazy at all. I think that a lot of people are looking at it as like he's scapegoating him. I don't think that's true, although you could say while the 49ers defense was very good early, the Chiefs scored on their last 4 possessions. Players not knowing the overtime rules, I
Have you
say
seen the
pretty confidently that they were made aware of the rules. Their desire to pay attention to those week after week in the team meeting may not have been to the level that it needed to be.
The use check clip where he says he didn't know if it would be a walk-off touchdown is kind of concerning, though. Like, imagine they scored and they celebrated like they had won the Super Bowl.
But they knew because it was put up on the scoreboard there, and that's when they were all like, oh, really? Like, the rules are the rules. Yes, you need to know them, but no advantage or anything was gained by them finding out at that moment versus not. Their goal was still the same. If the offense had scored a touchdown, it would have been a very good thing for them.
If you win the toss and you're the player, what are you doing?
Maybe I'm just not that smart. I feel like such a big fuss is being made about this. I could see both sides of it.
Same.
I could see why you would take the ball for the third possession advantage and also the ability to kind of dictate. I would see why getting it second lets you know exactly what you need to do, which is beneficial. I think, again, the thing that I had more of an issue with, not an issue with, but the decision that would have kept me up at night would have been whether or not to go for it. And I would have gone for it because then they would punt the ball back to me on third down, and then it would look on fourth down, and then it would look actually very good that I took it first because now I have a chance to win.
And if you have the confidence in your defense to make the stop, because the pressure is on the offense.
Yes.
I mean, they forced what? Did they force 2 fourth downs on that?
Just one.
Just one on the game-winning
Yeah.
drive.
Just one. Yeah.
Still. I mean, that's – in theory, I mean, I get both sides, like you said. But the firing of Steve Wilks was a little surprising. But by the way, all these other coaches, Anthony Lynn to Washington.
Yep.
Pass game coordinator Clint Kubiak leaves to become the OC.
OC. Not surprising.
No. Assistant line coaches going to other teams as full-time coaches.
Yep.
I mean, that's –
Well, Washington has, I think, the new Washington GM, Peters, came from San Francisco.
yes.
So he's bringing, obviously, some people there. So, yeah. No, I don't think any of it's great. I think we like to analyze things, and so I think much more is being made over the decision in overtime than actually it was in the outcome of the game. If they had kicked that field goal and Bosa gets a sack strip fumble, they'd say it was genius.
Yeah.
They just didn't stop him. It's the bottom line. They got out-executed in the most important moments. And they had a guard who if he just blocked Chris Jones, if he literally just stood in front of him, he didn't even have to really block him. If he just put his body in between Chris Jones and Brock Purdy, they score a touchdown on third down. Kyle had the perfect play. 2 people were open. Ayuk was wide open. Jennings was wide open. It was going to be a touchdown.
Yeah, but not happening.
But that's like, to me,
Too bad.
It goes back. It's like Spencer Burford did that. And then a couple of times ago, it was Emmanuel Mosley, just a player making a mental error at the most critical juncture. And that's the difference between champions and not.
Next.
Of the last 3 Super Bowl losing quarterbacks, which one is most likely to make it back? Brock Purdy, Jalen Hurts, or Joe Burrow?
We totally stole this from Kyle Brandt.
I like it.
And
Here's my rankings.
I will read you the rankings after we give ours.
All right. My rankings would be 1 in terms of most likely. Purdy's most likely. Burrow is second most likely. Hurts is third.
There were 43,000 people that voted on their poll. We'll get there. Baby steps. Joe Burrow was number 1, 67%.
That surprises me.
Brock Purdy was second at 21%, and Jalen Hurts at 13%.
Yeah.
But if you're Jalen Hurts, what's going on with the coaching staff? Who's calling plays, and what the hell's going on there?
I just think it's harder, and I know he's done it once. I just think it's harder when you're thinking about the gauntlet in the AFC of Mahomes, Rodgers is going to be back, Lamar, Josh Allen,
Our guy.
Watson, Burrow, Herbert. There are a lot of
Herbert now with a coach.
big-time quarterbacks versus in the end. I just feel like the path back to the Super Bowl in the NFC is the easiest. And the Niners are right now they're the favorites. They're going to bring back a lot of their people. So I think Hurts being third was directionally correct. I think that Purdy, Burrow is the better player in isolation. But I think Purdy, at least for a couple more years, because remember, he's still on his rookie deal this year being now 2024 and 2025.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to have a more stacked team around them if he plays at a high level. It's a benefit to them.
Next.
If you were a team that needed a free agent wide receiver, who would you rather have? Mike Evans, T. Higgins, or Michael Pittman Jr.?
Nathan.
Is this just for like
Nathaniel.
one season?
I was thinking like for the next blank years. So take age into account, take talent into account, and all of that. Like obviously on a 1-year deal, there's a more obvious answer. But if it was
Mike Evans.
an elongated deal, does that change your answer?
I say no. I'm going Mike Evans. I want Mike Evans. T. Higgins has proven to be a great number 2 wide receiver. Can he be the man?
He was very much a number one whenever Chase was out 2 years ago. That's
Okay.
when he had his
Battled
best
some
season.
injuries this year.
Yes.
Like, let's hope the injuries are, well,
And then you can watch him dominate games like he did against Minnesota this year. I mean, Mike Evans is Mike Evans. So I'm going to take Mike Evans and hope that I get 1 or 2 more good years out of him. Then T. Higgins for me. And then Pittman, I'm not trying to disparage him because he's very good. I'd have to have a team. Like, Pittman to me, the team that I would want to have a Michael Pittman on would be like the Dolphins, where I've got 2 burners in Hill and Waddle, and I need a big physical guy that can make tough catches. I mean, his last 2 seasons, 99 for 925, that's 9.3 a catch, and 109 for 1152, that's 10.6 a catch. His career's
I would not have had that.
10.9 yards a catch.
I'd have been way off. You done guess the stats with me, it would have been ugly.
In what way?
I was Pittman. I would have been like maybe 70 catches.
No. He's caught over 200 balls the last 2 years, over 2,000 yards, but he doesn't have even average 11 yards a catch. He's a very different player. Mike Evans is still one of the preeminent vertical threats in the National Football League because he's just so big and he's just so good at it. I mean, he is so good at it. He averaged 15.9 yards a catch. He hasn't been below 14 yards a catch since 2016. That was one time in his career. Career average is 15.3 yards a catch. He's got 13 or more touchdowns in 3 of the last 4 years. He's got 1,000 yards receiving every year he's been in the league, 10 straight.
It's pretty good. I still think give me Mike Evans all day.
Mike Evans, unreal.
He's 1,000 yards every year in his career.
Every year. 10 for 10.
Yeah. Next.
Now that every team has hired their head coach, which coach is set up for the most success now, and which coach is in the toughest spot to succeed?
Toughest spot to succeed is whatever, Canales
Dave Canales, yeah.
in Carolina. That's going to be the toughest spot. Best spot to succeed of the new head coaches?
Yes.
I just think Harbaugh's going to be a success, but he's in the AFC West, so that's not like the best spot. I just think Harbaugh with Justin Herbert is going to be good.
I don't know about the whole Pierce running it back in Vegas. I think guys that do really well as an interim coach may not be the answer. Could be wrong.
We'll see.
But is it lightning in a bottle?
Yeah.
Raheem Morris intrigues me in Atlanta. I was surprised by that. I think Brian Callahan could be very good. I think because he's built a fantastic staff around him.
Yeah.
And I like Mike McDonald in Seattle. The Mayo hire, I don't know what that is.
They're a ways away, it feels like.
Any coach was set up to fail, I think, in New England because
It's going to be tough.
what they have.
And you're following Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Which of the two Super Bowl teams has the best chance to be back in the bowl next year?
You're going to go against him?
I'm not going against Patrick Mahomes, no. I think that they both have a good opportunity, but we'll see. I think they could be. They could absolutely both be back, but right now. Mahomes is Mahomes. I'm done with it. I watched him do it. I'm done with it. I've seen him do it too many times.
Exactly.
Guy's only been in the AFC Championship every single year. So now Brock Purdy's only been in the NFC Championship.
2 years in a row. Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd go Kansas City. You don't bet against Mahomes.
Yep.
Next.
The final one is fact or fiction. Backup quarterbacks will see an uptick in contract value this offseason.
No, fiction.
Fact.
Why?
If you don't have a good backup quarterback that can make it, like, if you don't have a good backup quarterback, you're done. Like, the NFL season now is 4 months?
You're done.
5 months?
You're done. You're done. You're done for what?
It depends. I should say it depends
What
how
do you
long.
want? What is your goal in the season?
Super Bowl.
And you think there aren't many backup quarterbacks that are going to allow you to still do that?
Okay, but if your guy goes down,
Yeah.
you want to still make the playoffs. You better have a good enough backup quarterback that can do that. And I don't know how many there are in the NFL that can do that, even with the system they have.
I think the problem is that kind of backup quarterback can only be on a team like the Niners or a team with a rookie quarterback, because you can't pay a franchise guy and then spend another $5 million on a backup quarterback. You just can't do it.
I don't know.
Can't do it.
I feel like you can make the argument, like, you better start thinking about it.
It's over. If your megastar is out, it's over.
Goes back to
Your megastar's
the
out,
Colts
it's over.
OC.
It's over.
Peyton Manning takes all the reps, because if Peyton Manning goes down, we're SOL anyways.
Exactly. That's right.
I don't know.
That's all I got.
By the way, Chris Farley would have been 60 today. Make you feel old? Chris
It
Farley,
doesn't make
60.
How long ago did he die?
Tremendous question.
It feels like 20 years. We're close to it.
Let's see.
I think he was in his late 30s, early 40s.
1997.
So early 30s.
33.
24 years? Do I have that right? Is that a public school?
It's 2024, Gibbe. So 24 years ago would be 2000.
27.
So I had 3
more
more
years
years
of
that. The next level is next.
I
No,
saw
I'm kidding.
you look at me, and I was like, nah, that's
No,
not
that's
right.
No, that is
That's
not.
not right.
Not right at all. All right.
I,
Fact of the day.
all right, give me the fact of the day. I've got Genesis Invitational updates.
Fact of the day. Fact of the day. Fact of the day. Fact of the day. It's the Griff Fact of the Day.
There are 13 metropolitan areas that have all 4 major sports teams. Only one of those cities does not have a championship in this century. That city is Minneapolis, St. Paul.
If there's going to be a fun one like this in the future, don't put the answer in there. You know the answer. Don't put the answer in.
You want to do a quiz?
If we can get it. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I would have gotten it. The 13, so you've got New York, Chicago, Atlanta.
They don't have a hockey team, I don't think.
They don't have any. They did when I was in college. They're gone though. Okay. Miami.
Yeah, who are the 13?
I don't know where the Florida Panthers play, so that's a maybe.
I think
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, they hosted the NHL All-Star game last year.
Yeah.
It was down in Lauderdale.
Okay. I have them all here.
Yeah, give it to me.
Houston?
It's Boston, Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Detroit, Los Angeles, Miami, Minneapolis, New York City, Philadelphia, Phoenix, San Francisco, and Washington, D.C. And all of them have at least one champion in the century except
minute.
for Minneapolis.
San Francisco?
The Warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play in San Francisco.
Eh.
Their stadium is literally in San
downtown
Francisco.
San Francisco.
That's right.
They're not the Santa Clara 49ers.
No, I know that you get fired up about that.
I know.
Who have the Red Wings won?
The Pistons won in 2002.
Wow.
I don't know about the Red Wings, but I know the
02.
Pistons won in 2002.
Okay. Yeah, that would have been like
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups, little Tayshaun Prince,
So-
Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace.
The reason why I questioned San Francisco is I was like, hockey team. And I knew basketball with Golden State.
San Jose Sharks. It says
They're,
Metro-
yeah,
it
they're
says
calling the Sharks based in the San Francisco Bay Area.
metropolitan
Come on.
areas. That's the metropolitan area.
San-
You got it in
they-
there. You're fine.
The stipulations for
I
this
didn't
were
think
like
about
within
that. I
a
knew
certain amount of
the other
miles.
ones.
Yeah. No, you were good. You were good on that. No, we would have gotten there. I don't know that I would have gotten to Minneapolis. Well, we would have had to go each one and cross it off. Like we would have known Yankees, Celtics. We would have had it. I think we might have gotten there.
Tiger Woods even through 5.
Oh baby.
Leaders are Jordan Spieth and Patrick Cantley at -4.
Through what?
7 and 6.
We need some birdies, Tiger. Let's go. Tweet.
Kind of.
Tweet.
Everybody else is 3 under in front of him, but they're on like hole 11, hole 12.
All right. Coming up, hour number 2. A way too early top 10 power poll for a little higher or lower. Tight end position review. Mailbag, maybe calls. We'll see. Can he handle it? Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Welcome back to Cleveland Browns Daily, brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns, now live in Ohio. OBM is the preferred copier provider and document service provider for the Cleveland Browns, who can tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. Time now for a little higher or lower, presented by Keep It Fun Ohio from the Ohio Lottery, who remind you to set time and spending limits when gambling. All right. Way too early top 10 power poll for the 2024
I figure we should put
season.
our own together.
We're going to do our own?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, ESPN did their power rankings. The Browns were number 11, which I
Number
thought
11.
was great.
Okay.
In the way too early power rankings.
Okay.
Do you want to go 1 through 10? 10 to 1?
Let's do, we'll do 10 to 1.
Oof. Okay. All right. Where do you want to start at number 10, buddy?
Let's see. I'm almost done here. I got to think about who the teams are that I wanted to.
I know, number 10, like, maybe we should go number 1.
Do you have your 10 already?
In my head, I do.
You got your 10. All right. All right, let's go. Let's do it right here. Number 10.
I've got the Browns.
You've got the Cleveland.
Got the Cleveland football Browns. I mean, there's a lot of moves that need to be made. A lot has to happen between now and when we play foosball again. But I think that the team is in place.
All right.
The window's still open. You got to hit it this year.
All right. Number 10 for me is going to be the Los Angeles Chargers. Harbaugh, he wins. They've had the quarterback. They've got the talent. They're going to be
the tools.
They're going to be number 10.
The talent.
They're going to be number 10 for me.
Okay. Number 9.
Number 9 for me is going to be the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers.
Right there. Same.
That's your number 9? All right.
Number 9 was the New York Football Jets.
All right. Number 8.
If he's back and plays at the level that he's going to play at,
yes, they're going to be quite good.
Yeah, going to be just fine. Boy, I know this is going to come back and screw me up, and we're going to get to the number 1 team, and I'm going to have like 2 teams that should be in the top 10, not in the top 10. I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go Lions at number 8.
The Lions at number 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they got some things to fix, but I think there's also some stuff in the back of the minds. What happened with that collapse?
Okay.
It's tough to get back. Can Goff be the guy?
Okay. Number 8 for me is the Dallas Cowboys. Uno, do you have the ESPN one so we can compare our
I'm
ESPN
looking
when it's
at
done?
it right now.
Okay. All right. Number 8 for me is the Dallas Cowboys.
Why?
They're still a very talented team. They obviously had playoff disappointment, but I think that's a talented team. I think they're my favorites to win the NFC East again.
I like it. I don't know.
You don't even have them in the top 10?
Dallas? No.
Oh, baby. Okay. All right.
No, I'm not going down the road. I'm not putting them in.
All right. Number 7, I've got Cincinnati, the Bengals.
It pains me. No, I'm not doing it. No, I'm going the Eagles at number 7.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe I should swap out and put Dallas at number 7 and the Eagles at out of the top 10. But that's where I'm at. I think the Eagles, they're still good enough, and they've got the front office that's willing to make moves.
Okay.
So.
All right. Number 6, who you got?
I'm doing this on the fly. I should have done this in break. I was talking to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put the Bengals in, but not willingly.
All right, Bengals are at 6. I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns at number 6. How about that, Uno?
I like it.
He likes it.
I'm ready.
He likes it and he's ready. I like it. All right, and you put the Bengals there?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5, that's where I have the Detroit Lions. Young team, feels very sustainable. All the principal players are under contract. I like the Lions, and I like Goff.
I'll go Dolphins.
Miami. Oh man, that was one of my. I have that's in my 4 honorable mentions.
Yeah,
All right. Number 4.
Figure it out. Buffalo.
Same.
I don't know.
They might be too high.
I think they might be too high.
Josh Allen's really good though.
He is good, and he proved that.
He's
like
really good.
that's.
This thing's really cool, by the way.
I know. We have to do some. We have to do some clean out.
I know.
Got
This
some
thing,
renovations
look at this.
while
This
we're
is
at
a
the
this is a
combine.
great find. Look at how it looks on the TV too. It's kind of like
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
it's pretty cool.
I like it.
My number 4 is Buffalo as well. My number 3 is the Baltimore Ravens.
Same.
Number
Sucks.
2, number 2,
Redbirds.
San Francisco. Number 1, Kansas City.
Yes, in that order.
Okay. All right, Uno, give me ESPN's 10 through, and my 4 honorable mentions were Houston,
Yeah.
the Rams, Miami, and Jacksonville. Were my 4 honorable mentions.
I had Dallas, Houston, the Rams. I don't know if I had another one.
Okay. Philly should be an honorable mention too. I'll put Philly.
I
in
had
there,
Philly
so
in
that
my
gives me
top.
15. All right, Uno, what do we got? Give us 10 through 1.
It is loading. Hold on.
Okay.
I can give it to you.
All right, give me number 10.
Number 10, the Green Bay Packers.
Wow. So they should be on my honorable mentions. That's 16 teams. Okay. Number 9.
Houston, the Texans.
Okay.
Number 8, the Eagles.
Okay.
Number 7, the Cowboys. Off-season in 3 words, one more try. Number 6, Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
Number 5, the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Number 4, the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Number 3, the 49ers.
Okay.
Number 2,
Baltimore.
the Kansas City Chiefs.
How can you not have the
And the number 1 team in their off-season power rankings, the Baltimore Ravens.
What are we doing here? So I didn't have Miami, Philly, Houston. I didn't have 4 in my top 10. So they don't have the Jets. They don't
No.
have the Bengals.
Correct.
They don't have the Browns. And they don't have the Chargers. Were the 4 that were
So
different for me.
11 through 20 for the power poll. The Browns are at number 11.
Okay.
The Rams at number 12.
Okay, that's my honorable mention. Okay.
The Bengals at 13.
Okay.
The Jaguars at 14.
Okay.
Colts at 15.
Colts.
Tampa Bay at 16.
What? Where do they have the Chargers?
Hold on. Jets are 17. 18, the Squealers.
Okay.
19, the Seahawks.
Okay.
20, the Vikings. Still no sign of the Chargers.
Wow.
We're almost there.
21, the Bears.
What?
It gets worse. 22, the Saints.
Okay.
23, the Broncos.
Denver without a quarterback.
They don't have
ahead
a quarterback.
of the Chargers.
Correct. 24, the Raiders. 25, the Chargers.
Wow.
Someone has to.
I'm
Now-
always high on the Chargers. I know that.
But how
it's
can you not be
Harbaugh.
right now?
It's hard.
They finally got a coach.
They're better than a lot of those teams that are ahead of them for sure.
So they said the offseason in 3 words, salary cap hell.
Well, that
The
could be.
Chargers are projected to be $54 million over the salary cap next season. Now, as we all know, the salary cap can be manipulated.
Yeah, it's malleable.
Yeah. That could result in contract restructuring instead of trading or releasing players, such as outside linebacker Joey Bosa or wide receiver Mike Williams.
Yeah.
Biggest task for Harbaugh, deciding how to move forward. Yeah, the Broncos don't have a quarterback. The Saints maintaining status quo. At 9-8, we're just maintaining status quo?
Yeah.
Come on. I mean, I get it. You're in a winnable division, but
They go 9-8 again, they could win it.
Chicago, 3 words, Justin or Caleb. Vikings, decide on QB.
Right.
I mean, again, if you don't have a QB, why are you
What were our
ranked?
3 words? Is Deshaun back?
The Steelers, find a quarterback.
Yeah.
Browns was get Watson right.
Same.
Yeah.
Same thought.
Bengals, make receiver decisions.
Yep.
What do they have for the
What's for the Ravens?
the number 1 Baltimore Ravens?
Busy, busy, busy were their 3 words.
They have 25 unrestricted free agents, including 15 who totaled at least 200 snaps this season. List includes Pro Bowl players, defensive tackle Justin Matabuki, inside linebacker Patrick Queen,
Matabuki,
guard Kevin Zeitler.
former Brown.
Baltimore
Jadeveon
won't have a
Clowney.
lot of salary cap space to keep all of its free agents who combined for 24 touchdowns and 42 sacks.
Yeah.
I
Good.
think Dobbins
Real good.
and Edwards are both free agents next year, so they're going to lose both running backs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they've proven they can win without him. I don't know. The Chiefs, it says goodbye Chris Jones with a question mark.
He said he's coming back. It said at a parade, so it must be
I
so.
feel like they're going to do whatever they can to keep him.
Yeah, he said it.
Now, why? So we had this question. Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday. The 49ers, it says keep Brandon Ayuk. Isn't he under contract? Didn't we establish this yesterday on the show?
So I thought they picked up his 5th-year option.
He has 1 more year left on the 5th-year option that they picked up.
So if you're on the 5th-year option, you're on the 5th-year option.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, they picked it up 1 year ago, fully guaranteed salary, 14.1 for the 2024 season. So then it says it headlines. This is an article from Bay Area. Headlines. This one might take a while, but the top offseason priority is to sign Ayuk to a long-term contract, an arrangement that makes both sides happy. You have to prioritize these things. Of course, you want a guy like Brandon Ayuk to be a part of your team going forward.
Yeah. If you can keep one, Debo or Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Yeah.
He's younger. Debo's, it feels like breaking down a little bit.
Correct.
The ESPN article does mention that San Francisco has a lot of big contracts currently on the books, so finding a reasonable deal for Ayuk is what
But your
they're-
quarterback's making $8.05 an hour.
They're paying a lot of people a lot of money, dude. They're
But
playing McCaffrey.
eventually you're going to have to get to Purdy, so
Yeah, but you have
you got to make those
you've
choices
got-
down the road at some point.
right, but you've got time to do that.
You have 2 more years? Because Purdy is probably a 4-year deal.
Yeah. He's on his rookie contract. The Niners are paying Trent Williams $31 million, Debo $28.6, Armstead $28.6, Warner $24, Kittle $21, Travaris Ford $18, Hargrave $15, Bosa $14, McCaffrey $14, Ayuk $14. I mean, that is big. They can get significant relief by cutting Debo, Armstead. Those would be the only ones they would even think about cutting, I think. Dre Greenlaw, unfortunately, would be a $9 million savings. There's some people that are going to go. That's the way of it.
All right.
And they've got some people making a lot of money on that football team.
There's a lot of teams that
Yeah.
are going to, their salary cap experts are going to make their paychecks here this offseason.
No doubt. That's part of the game.
Yep.
Part of the game. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the Browns' tight end room, and then we've got the mailbag, potentially more. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Be part of one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. Join Next Gen STM presented by Ticketmaster, the official wait list of the Cleveland Browns. Being a Next Gen STM is the best chance to become a season ticket member in future seasons. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/nextgenstm to reserve your spot today. All right, time now to take a look at the Browns as we continue our position reviews, and we're going to look at the tight end position. Uno, take it away.
David Njoku had a really great year this year at tight end. Pro
Oh, I thought we had a.
It's a hot take coming.
I thought we had a big video or
Unfortunately,
audio.
our other two tight ends didn't talk very much this season, so it would have just been Njoku's highlight reel, and I didn't want to do that to Harrison and Jordan because they had
Well,
impact.
Harrison Bryant caught 3 touchdowns. You could have put in some of his quarterback sneaks. You could have put in maybe the option play out of the quarterback sneak, which was very exciting. Very exciting. Ooh, Nana, disappointed.
With what?
No tight end package. She'd just gone out of her way to praise Uno, and now he just drops the ball.
My stock chart at Nana's is not looking so good.
It was, dude, it was like you were riding a rocket ship, and now it's out of fuel.
Come crashing back to earth.
I'm sorry, but your face as
The
you
look was
process
great.
what I was saying was so great. And it's true. Man, it's very V sad. She uses V. It means very.
Very sad.
That's what the kids are saying
Very
today. V sad, Nana.
Oh,
All right.
my God, is it 3 o'clock
The
yet?
what do you mean? That's gold right there.
Yeah, well,
Anybody who's listening to that right now that isn't laughing,
Yep. Oh,
I'm here for you.
all right. And we're back.
That's what I would say. I'm here for you.
Tight ends.
Yep. Yep.
The tight ends. All right, the Chief. Pro Bowl, first one, deserved it. 81 catches. True or false? That led the Cleveland Browns this year, Gibbe.
Fact. True.
Correct. 81 catches, 882
We're
yards.
not
They
used
were
to multiple
second.
cameras.
6 touchdowns. That also led the team. 6 receiving touchdowns. So Chief had a monster year there. Jordan Akins was a guy that I thought was going to have a nice year. Coming off
What did he have in Houston?
500 yards, 5 touchdowns, 13.4 yards catch, and just really didn't get many opportunities. When they threw him the ball, he did just fine with it. 14 catches, 167 yards, but really didn't get a ton of opportunities. And that's wild. By the way, Amari Cooper averaged 9.8 yards target this year. Chiefs 7.2. Akins 7.3. So he was kind of right there in that same line there with David Njoku. So didn't really get as much opportunity as perhaps maybe we would have thought there. 15 catches, 133. Harrison Bryant, 13 catches, 81 yards, but 3 of those 13 went for touchdowns, which was good enough for 4th place on the team in receiving touchdowns, tied with David Bell, believe it or not. So the tight end room, you got Harrison Bryant gave you stuff as a quarterback sneaker. Chief gave you everything. Great performance, great leadership, all of it. Chief was the consummate professional, forged in the
Correct.
flames. He gave you an angry run scepter that he broke because he's such a beast.
I think he was the number 4 seller in the shirts that Kyle Brandt's
good.
put out. Number
I've
4
got
this
one. I
season.
love it. I love
Should have
that.
been a finalist for that award. I'm
It's
not sure.
outrageous. You wore a man as a
Kyle, I don't
you
know
wore a
what the
man
heck
like
you were doing.
baby Carlos from The Hangover, Geno Stone. All right, so what do we have coming up? Coming back under contract, Njoku, Akins, and then Zaire Mitchell-Payton on a futures contract. Harrison Bryant is a free agent for the Cleveland Browns, and we'll see. I don't know how much he commands on the open market, and we'll see what the changes in our offense are. I mean, we might get to a point where we can be more of a 2 tight end team as opposed to always a 3 tight end team. We'll see. We'll see what this looks like. Harrison Bryant, though, has been a solid pro for the Cleveland Browns. The former 4th-round pick. He's caught basically 3 touchdowns, it feels like, every single year. He's had at least 3 touchdowns in 3 of his 4 seasons. And prior to this year, he had 238, 233, and 239. So he's pretty consistent. This year dropped down to just 81, averaging 8.9 yards a catch for his career. He knows the system. You're familiar with him. He obviously has some value as a sneaker as well. So there are some things there that Harrison Bryant can do. But I think you could see the Browns draft a tight end here to fit into that room to join Njoku and Jordan Akins, or maybe it's Zaire Mitchell-Payton. Simon, he could kind of take on that role as the big blocking tight end because that guy is an absolute unit.
I mean, you take a look at the Browns' 2020 draft class. So these are kids that were drafted during COVID. We were all
Yep.
I mean, we were all working from home when this draft happened.
Yes.
Jed Wills was our first-round pick. He's got the fifth-year option.
Delpit.
Delpit's got a nice
Extended.
extension. Jordan Elliott's a free agent.
Yep.
Jacob Phillips just hasn't
Free agent. Couldn't
been able to
can't
stay healthy.
Yeah.
Nick Harris.
Good player, 5th-round pick. I could see him coming back.
Yeah, I mean, he and
And then Harrison Bryant was the 4th-round pick that year.
correct. And I want to say, was DPJ
Donovan,
The
I think,
Was the
the
6th-round pick.
yeah.
Yep.
Who else was in that draft from us? Because I feel like we had more than that.
I think DPJ was the last pick of the class.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
But
So-
I mean, there's some guys that did a lot for you, in roles that maybe weren't noticed a lot. You know, I mean, Nick Harris was our fullback. By the
Yeah.
end of the year, he wasn't even listed as a center on the flip cards that we get on game day.
But he started when he was the center when Ethan Posey didn't play. For example, in the last week, he played center for you. Whippler played guard. I think, Chief is on a rocket ship. He's like Uno was with Nana.
Yep.
Rocket ship. I think that continues. Tommy Reese, I think, brings a lot to that room in terms of his ability. I think he's going to play a bigger role in the overall architecture of the offense than maybe our tight end coach in the past have. I mean, Petzing probably did.
And that's Uno brought this up when we were putting together the questions. He goes, do you think he's going to be – is he going to have similar roles to what Callahan had and, what O'Shea has where it's in
He'll
the
be a
game
part of the
planning
process.
part of it?
Yeah, because I think he's going to have some concepts from Alabama that the Browns are certainly going to at least study and potentially implement here. I think this room is very interesting because with Chief and Akins, you're good. You're probably going to try to have that third tight end be cheap, so that could be Zaire Mitchell-Payne. That could be a draft pick to kind of come in there, but I think you're in good hands. I think it's going to be more of a one tight end look. You're going to have some 2 tight end sets, obviously, but it's not going to be – I don't think we're going to be doing a ton in 13 personnel. I could be wrong. I just don't think we will be, and we'll see kind of ultimately how that all shakes out for this team. But this is a position with Chief. We now have a superstar there, and you want to see him build on that and continue to – or at least maintain that going forward. And I think he has every chance to do so.
And when you have a guy like Amari Cooper and you have a guy like David Njoku, again, that's where another playmaker, where does that person fit into things?
Well, that's the more the merrier.
I would like to think
I am
so.
of the opinion the more the merrier.
What do you want to see Njoku work on? Where does he take that next step?
It's more just I want him to be a guy that, like he did at the end of the season, that's getting 8 or 9 targets every week. So that's kind of offense game planning scheme. He's worthy of it, That's what I want to see. Just continued utilization befitting of his talents.
Yeah, I don't like the high up and down.
Well, once he got it going, he
Yeah.
was doing pretty good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want to see that for an entire season.
Yeah. Same.
So, but that was a tight room too. Those guys are all really good friends.
good
I
friends.
remember, when we were out in L.A., like those 3 were in the pool every day. It was not warm, but they were in the pool
They were
every day,
there.
joking around, hanging out, talking about family, talking shop. Really good dudes.
And Akins has a lot of – I mean, he played with Deshaun and was successful, caught over 1,000 yards worth of passes from Deshaun. And so you wonder if this offensive system lends itself maybe to more of the things that Akins does well, because we saw it at the end of the year. He saw some plays down the field. That's where he's at. He led all tight ends in receiving yards per catch 2 years ago. This year, obviously, just didn't play nearly as big of a factor. All right, when we come back, we got the mailbag. Tweet at Browns_Daily, and I'll give you guys a shot.
You got the number?
216-710-0850. This is a very rare treat, so don't blow it.
Boy, is it.
And once one person goes off the reservation, it's done. That's it. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Don't miss Billy Joel and Rod Stewart together for the first time ever Friday, September the 13th at Cleveland Brown Stadium. Tickets on sale now. Visit clevelandbrownstadium.com/Billy and Rod 2024 for more information. It's Billy Joel and Rod Stewart together for one night only. Time now for Mailbag Thursday, presented by Cross Country Mortgage, the official mortgage partner of the Cleveland Browns. When it comes to financing, we always get you home. Visit ccm.com today. Equal housing opportunity, NMLS 3029. And again, you could try if you want. If you're committed to being well behaved.
I know we have one so far.
216-710-0850. By the way, we've got some good ones. Raleigh Smogman's got some good questions. We got Hey Bobby.
Yeah, I figured I would start with Bobby today.
All right, go ahead.
But before I start with Bobby, Red at Work has one by itself, and I didn't want to do a Bobby question and then switch over.
All right.
Nathan's favorite spot in Arizona.
Paradise Valley is my favorite place in Arizona. My favorite place to go spot maybe to eat for lunch, Barrio Queen. I love those tacos. It's unbelievable. It's the best. Get the Conchinita y Pibil, the Al Pastor, tableside guac. Do it. Restaurants, we really like Lanza at the Hermosa. It's this old, small boutique hotel, and then you sit outside they have these clay fire things around it. It's a good meal, and just the shadow of Camelback's over. It's awesome. So those would be the places.
Give his favorite Cleveland non-chain restaurant. I'm not a big chain guy. I will go. It's not a big deal, but
yeah.
I mean, most of my restaurants, I don't know if there's a favorite. I like a hole-in-the-wall bar with great wings. Start there.
Yeah, you do.
Trolley House.
That's your answer.
Aces Depot in Olmsted Falls is actually pretty good. Every time the train goes by, you spin the wheel, and it's a drink special while the train's going.
That's pretty
great.
cool.
It's a great little concept.
That's a great concept.
There's some really good Italian restaurants. Little Mateo's, Gibbs Butcher.
Are you related?
If you've been to the butcher shop, I'm not, unfortunately. Doesn't mean I haven't put in the reservation and gotten upgraded. The butcher shop itself is separate. It's in another. It's off of Sprague there, and 252. But there's a restaurant in downtown Olmsted Falls, Steakhouse. Really, really good. Steaks, chops, really good place.
There you go.
That's in the neck of the woods. There's some other Mike's Bar right down the street. Awesome food.
There it is.
Great place.
And he's got one more for both of us. Sitting poolside.
Yeah.
Favorite cocktail or beverage?
I'm either probably a Corona guy, a Bud Light, or I would do a frozen strawberry margarita or daiquiri.
I love that.
There you go.
That makes me so happy.
There you go. If I'm at the pool,
I would say
in the Florida.
I mean, if we're just going out of a can, a nooner. If we're working with, something homemade, maybe a ranch water in the summer, I could do a great John Daly. And I can also go for sometimes once a year now. As I get older, it's less and less, but every now and then, Sunkist and vodka is just a delight.
Ooh. I like it. I love Sunkist.
Oh, man. They used to have this habanero vodka, and I'd put that in there with the Sunkist because habanero has a little orange flavor to it anyway, and it's a real treat for me.
Bobby time.
Hey, Bobby.
Would you rather stay in a hotel or an Airbnb?
It totally depends. It
depends where you're staying.
It totally depends. I love nice hotels and I love Airbnbs because it's cool to have the amenities of being at home, and then you can have a pool.
You can
have
grill
your
out
own stuff. You can grill.
Yeah.
Right. It kind of depends on the trip and what you're looking for out of the experience, and then sometimes the hotel is a better deal, and sometimes an Airbnb is a better deal. So, when we're going down to Arizona, we got an Airbnb because the hotels were outrageous.
Hotels right now are stupid.
Outrageous.
Yep.
Yeah.
What makes you laugh instantly? Go back about 10 minutes on this show.
I was going to say, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, go back.
What song best sums you up? I don't know the answer to that. That's a deep thought, and I'm not thinking that way on a Thursday, which is actually a Friday. What was your favorite book when you were a kid?
Oh, man.
Curious
George. Choose Your Own Adventures.
Choose Your Own Adventures.
I used to love the Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Hardy Boys. I was big into the Hardy Boys.
Loved them.
Do you like going to the movies or prefer watching from the comfort of your home? I've been spoiled now. I got the Redbox app. Can pull up all the new movies. Can watch from my home. I do like going to the theater on occasion, but it's got to be a movie that I'm really like, I need to go see.
There are very few things that I want to go to the theater for.
Yeah.
Very few. And so if those things that I care to go see in a theater, I very much like. And that's an experience that you want. The big screen,
Sure.
the effects, the sound, all of that. But I'm very happy now, and we've come such a long way in our home television technology and sound technology that you can have a pretty sweet experience at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I lean towards the home a little bit more.
Yeah.
By the way, another great bar, great place in Lakewood, Marriott's. Great bar. I can get you a bar in any city, though.
There's no doubt.
I can get you anything. I can tell you where to go.
Nobody would even question it.
One more from Bobby. All-time favorite comedy movie.
Caddyshack.
There you go.
What's yours?
I mean, I love Animal House.
It's great.
Yeah. Can't go wrong.
Similar era.
Yeah, exactly. LS1 Sea Monkey.
This is a good one.
Yesterday, the Navy amended uniform regs to authorize sailors to rest their hands in their pockets, which is a point of contention for the crusty sailors. Question, would it bother you if the Stevies lounged around the building with their hands in pockets? No, you should see what we
Look, he's doing it right now.
I was gonna
He's got his
say.
hands in his hoodie pocket right now.
Yeah.
That wouldn't bother me. I think that he's talking about from a standpoint of formality. I don't think that there was ever an established formality here, that a military level of discipline. So I can understand why people who went through that would say, no, this is how it is. This is the way that it's done, and the respect for the uniform and the standing and all of that. But I don't know too many people who stand with their hands in their pockets anyway. Like, just stand with their hands in their pockets?
No.
Do you ever do that, Uno?
No.
Maybe in my hoodie pocket, but not in like the pocket of my pants.
Yeah.
Like it'd only be in the
What about
big
the
hoodie
cow?
pocket.
What about the cowboy here?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a casual guy.
So you'll stand there with your hands in, you're just like,
Yeah.
If you're standing around like in a bar,
I have a
can
story
see
for
that.
you later with me standing there with my hands in my pockets.
okay.
But it's funny you mentioned the, what do you want to call it? The not standing around like that. I once got yelled at by an old strength and conditioning coach for leaning up against the wall. Because he was like a Navy, or he was like a Marine guy, and it showed a sign of laziness.
Did somebody ever try
Guilty
to
as
brawl,
charged,
Did
then.
somebody ever try to brawl with him at a holiday party?
Yeah.
I bet.
At Air CBD, the on-air light. When will I be a permanent member of the show?
Great question.
No idea. Next.
Hopefully in the renovation. Aren't we? I heard we're getting a renovation.
Sure. Maybe we'll be here. Maybe we won't
If
be.
we can get a third workstation, we certainly can get on-off cough.
Well, that's an easy fix.
So is on-off cough.
No,
Look at
not
senior
easy
swag
fix.
walking by, running a business.
He's been very serious today. There's been no dancing. I feel like because I'm here and Bo's not here.
You don't get it. You don't get the
yeah,
glamour.
I don't get the glamour shot.
The glitz. Sad.
Yeah. Richie Fox. If you're going to a Cavs game in early March with a group of friends, what are you doing leading up to the game?
I have gone to one Cavs game this year, so I can tell you I went to Barrio, had a few tacos, had a few margaritas, and walked over to the Cavs game.
After the game, head on over to the Map Room, best dive bar in the city.
There you go. There's a lot of options for you
Yeah.
post game.
We've got a few minutes. Do you want
Give
them?
one. If there's one, yeah.
Kevin, are you ready?
I am ready.
You sure? Is the dump button? Is everything working? Is the delay?
That's why I'm ready, because it's right next to me, and I got my finger kind of hovering over it. And I've told these people to keep it clean and be well behaved. So we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
Kyle in Fostoria leads us off. Kyle, welcome to Cleveland Browns Daily.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
What's going
baby.
on, boys?
All right. We're already off to a good start. Let's go.
I figured. Don't worry. No dump button needed. I'm a good guy.
Good.
I'm here for the good vibes. I got a good question for you.
Yep.
Okay. I just recently learned I'm going to be a father.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Within this year. So I need some dad jokes. I hear Stefanski likes a good dad joke. I wondered if you guys had any short and sweet dad jokes.
Go ahead, give me.
Are you having a boy or a girl?
Does that matter for a dad joke? A dad joke is just telling me a joke that's dead.
No. This is a serious question. Are you having a boy or a girl?
That is a serious question.
He's off the. He
He's off.
dropped the line before I could even hit drop. So
Okay.
he just wanted to.
I don't
hang
have
out.
dad jokes. If you're having a girl, make sure you have the butcher knife just in case someone decides to sneak into your house when they're older. Taking care of that problem.
We're pacifists.
That was the opposite of a dad joke.
That was not a
so,
dad joke. That was
like,
scary. It's terrifying. So here's the truth about dad jokes. Is they're just jokes, but then your kids make fun of you for doing them because they think they're corny or they're not cool or you're not using the words that they use or you are trying to use the words that they use. So all jokes, once you become a dad, honestly, become dad jokes. Especially as your kid gets older, they're the one who's going to tell you, they're going to be the judge and jury for what is a dad joke and what is not, unfortunately. It's just the way that it goes. Anything that is observational comedy, anything that is true, usually, or anything that is punny, they're going to call that a dad joke. Even though they're funny.
They are funny.
And good.
I like them.
Yeah. All right, Kyle, good job.
Kyle, good luck. Congratulations.
Yeah, good luck. Best of luck.
Keith in Brook Park.
Oh, baby.
Keith, welcome to the show.
Hi, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Keith?
I'm doing good. What's been bugging me about the Browns that I like to know about, and it's going to be a dull time of year, so I really need any kind of football info, is from Jack Conklin on all the injured players, if you have an update today or if you can look into it and find out how each of the players are doing and what their status might be for OTAs and for training camp coming up in July. Dildo.
Yep. Keith, thank you. I would say...
You should hit dump on that, Kevin.
What did he say at the end? Do you know?
Yeah.
I did not hear it.
I didn't hear it. Well, it's good.
I think
We dumped it.
Yellowstone heard it.
Is he laughing?
Yes.
I missed it.
There's a reason why we don't do
Yep.
this.
All right, that's it.
Keith,
No,
good
that's
job.
fun for everybody.
I
Listen,
was on
everybody's
top of
track.
it, Keith.
Everybody's on track. We'll see how it all plays out. But I know guys are here working hard, rehabbing, trying to get back. I think the one person that you just can't possibly say if they would be ready to go week one would be Nick Chubb. I just don't think there's any way to say it after the devastating nature of that injury. But other than that, Deshaun's is trending well. Jed, Conklin, DeWand, Delpit, all the other Rodney McLeod. I'm trying to think of Grant Delpit's fine. Delpit would have been able to play if we went one more week. So I think for the most part we're in good spot there.
One more from Vic Flair. We get the Hoff half hour on Mondays during the season. I think Jim Donovan should be on for after further review Tuesdays next season.
It's a great idea.
I like it. He's got a lot going on, man.
He does.
We'll see if we'll see what we can do.
I mean, after the further review, it'll become a star-powered segment.
Yeah, exactly. All right, that's this week's mailbag.
All right, we'll be back. So much more to come. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
I know you.
You're
All right. Tomorrow, loaded show.
Pretty good.
Loaded.
Pretty good.
Loaded. We got the running back position preview.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an exclusive with Stephen Bravo Brown. We got an exclusive with
Who's the assistant special teams coach?
Yep, and who was the special teams coordinator in the Shrine game. I also had cool stories you pointed out about the Myles Garrett blocked field goal that won the Brownie Play of the Year.
Yep.
We've got an exclusive one-on-one with Ephraim Banda, the team's safety coach, who was the defensive coordinator in the Senior Bowl.
1 minute.
And that's a banger as well. And then what else you got, Gibbe?
We'll hear from Ken Dorsey tomorrow.
Ken Dorsey.
Kevin Stefanski on the Rich Eisen show.
Oh.
Talking about
Steven make an appearance?
He does have a good Steven joke.
He does a good Steven joke.
Yes.
That's a dad joke.
It's a dad joke.
So write that down. That's a dad joke right there. All right. I'll be
You're on assignment.
I'll talk to you guys next Thursday.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great weekend.
It's Griff Day.
Great
Don't forget
holiday.
it. Next Thursday.
Oh, I'm aware it's Griff Day.
Griff Day Thursday.
Yeah, Griff Day.
Uno's birthday Friday.
Oh, man, it's the Griff Uno.
Jeez.
2-man power trip. I love it. For Gibbe, for Uno, for Big Drew, Nathan Zagura saying the next level is next. Thanks for listening to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
You've been listening.